you. Well, good luck with your journey.
Let's talk about Predator Badlands, which is the new film coming out from Trachtenberg, who of course did Prey and also just recently gave us the animated Predator film just on Hulu. So what we're going to talk about here today is the concept of an Alien vs. Predator film that would come to us as a surprise, which is not something that I'm making up here. The director of Alien Romulus, Fede Alvarez, talked about this as well, and we'll get to that in a bit. But the latest trailer has us thinking that there is definitely something hidden here, and I'm gonna get into it right now. This is a bit late. The trailer came out a couple of weeks ago, but I just got around to it. I've been pretty busy, y'all, so I'm trying to get as much of the things I miss and get caught up with all of that. But the new film is going to be starring Elle Fanning as Thia, a synthetic created by Yautja. You have Dimitrius Schuster-Koloamatangi as Dek, a young predator who has been outcast for being a runt and now is trying to prove themselves to the rest of his clan. In the future, on a remote planet, a young predator outcast from his clan finds an unlikely ally in Thia and embarks on a treacherous journey in search of the ultimate adversary. So in the trailer that we've gotten before, in this new one, we see that Dek isn't really keen on bringing Thia alongside with him, and of course one of the things that's revealed in this new trailer is that Thia is like ripped in half, so he has to carry her around like a backpack. So I don't think Dek is really here to babysit when he's trying to prove himself already to his clan, but you know what, maybe he finds an unlikely friendship with Thia, which is totally cool, right? So throughout this trailer, they really tease at that Dek has to go and find this big bad adversary, take him down, and it's sort of hinted as this like monster that we see throughout the trailer, as this is the ultimate adversary that Dek has to take on. But I think that that's a red herring. I think they really are hiding that deep down there is a xenomorph here. Now of course I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, all of that, y'all. I am theorizing, I'm just saying, I'm spitballing here, I'm just going off like what I think could happen. So I don't want you to go out there and watch it and then be like, hey, he lied to us, he told us this was going to happen and it didn't happen. I do not have a clue what's going on in this movie, but this is something that I've just been thinking about ever since I heard Fede Alvarez talked about this way that they would want to do an Alien vs. Predator film. So this happened when Collider hosted a IMAX screening of Alien Romulus, moderating a Q&A session with Fede Alvarez, and they spoke about the possibilities of seeing an Alien vs. Predator film down the future. He says, I can't speak for Dan, and here he's talking about Dan Trachtenberg, the director of Predator Badlands, but he says, at some point, once there's another Alien, and I know he's working on a sequel to Prey, one day if we feel like, yeah, that's what we cannot wait to see, I think that's a movie we could do. And he talked more about how it would work out and that the movie itself wouldn't be called Alien vs. Predator, right? He says, the way I would do it, most likely, if I could be done this way, it's harder to keep secrets online. The best ABP will be the one that you don't know is ABP until the other guy shows up. You think you're watching a Predator movie and they land in some place and there are creatures and fucking hell, it's a xenomorph. That would get me, fuck yeah, you'd go crazy. Or vice versa, you're in an alien movie and then suddenly a mysterious creature is there and you can hear that sound and you see the cloak and you go, is that fucking Predator? And then it turns out it is. That would be the way to do it, don't you think? Once you put in the title, it's like spoiler alert, right? So I thought that was interesting that we see that there is a like want from the director of Alien Romulus, which I really love Alien Romulus. I will tell you that. I know a lot of people didn't really vibe with that movie, but I'm a fan. I'm a fan. So I think that that's definitely the way to do it. They've already teased, of course, here Yautja with Thia, and the fact that the whole like universe is seemingly looking for this adversary as well. In the trailer, we see Thia says that these other people are looking for this adversary as well. I don't think it just be some random schmuck creature that's out there, right? That everybody's looking out for. I think people are hunting down the xenomorph and the predator as well, and I think that that's something we're gonna see for sure. So this wasn't the first tease as well as the Alien versus Predator film coming, because in Predator Killer of Killers, the animated film that Dan Trachtenberg released earlier this year, we saw a predator warlord there draped in a cape that appeared to be made of xenomorph tails. So it's already being teased. And according to many, Alien Earth, which is coming out tonight, y'all, we're going to be covering those episodes, so that's something we're going to be covering weekly, so stay tuned for that. There is talk of a predatory type of vibe going on there. So there's something there, and I'm excited to see if they get some teases for us for Alien versus Predator, because it would be exciting if they are able to do that as well. So they also talked about the Weyland-Yutani synthetic in an Alien versus Predator film, and this was during a San Diego Comic-Con panel where they said the next stop was like, okay, Predator and a robot. It will be a really human story, but it's about a predator and a robot, creature and a robot. And then I thought, I know someone who makes robots, and so that was the Weyland-Yutani of it all. And that of course leads to even more cool ideas, but I think sometimes people that are dabbling in cinematic universes, there's a seduction to grab all the action figures and smush them together, and I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to make sure that if we did something, it would be a little bit more elegant. But when asked about what about Alien versus Predator, because from that statement, it sounds like he doesn't want to do it all together at the same time, right? So it could possibly be teased and left off for another film in which we would see it. So that's something to think about right there as well. But he says, wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be cool if they could do that, right? So I don't know what we're going to see in this Alien vs. Predator Badlands film, but it definitely sounds like they are cooking something up. Whether we see the xenomorph appear as the main antagonist here, or we see little crumbs be left and then a post-credit scene showcases indeed the xenomorph is coming, I'm still happy. I just hope that this leads to a epic Alien vs. Predator film, which we haven't gotten an Alien vs. Predator film in a long time. And it's up for debate whether people think that it was a good film that we got from that. But you let me know in the comments down below what you think. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We are about a couple of months away from this. Maybe we'll get some more teasers. If we do, we'll be sure to cover it. But in the meantime, we will be covering Alien Earth on a weekly basis. So if you don't want to miss out on that, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Let's get to 50,000 subscribers. That's our big goal. We got some screenings coming up. We got a ton of things we're going to be doing. So you do not want to miss on anything. As always, I'll see all of you next time. Hit the subscribe button, notification bell. Stay safe, stay positive.
We might not be alone in this hunt.